Good morning, students. Welcome to Swayam Learning Point. So today we're starting with the second chapter of political science. That's lecture number 1, the electoral process. So what is electoral process? Absolutely, perfectly. It's basically we're going to study about the election process. So if you see the picture, that's the Election Commission, EC of India. That is the Election Commission of India. And today we are going to study in detail how does the election process completely takes place. Let's begin. Democracy is a form of government. So in a democratic form of government, elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner. And in simple words, democracy in simple words can be defined as by the people, of the people, and for the people. So democracy is nothing, it's made by the people, it's of the people, and it is completely for the people. Now, in a democratic form of government or in an electoral process, we have a person called as representation. Okay. Now, in a democratic form of government, it is not possible. The entire population cannot be involved in the decision-making process, right? So, even in the house, if there's something, major decision has to be taken, parents don't call the tiny tots of the house also, because it's not possible. So, what you do is the elderly people, they come together and they arrive at a decision-making process. The same thing is applicable in a democratic form of government. Certain people are elected. We cast our valuable vote to certain people, and these certain people who are elected are termed as representative. So we are very clear what is representation and what is representative. Now, the election process. The election process is the central to the process of election. So the whole of election, the process of election, it is considered as the process is the heart and soul of complete process. Article 324 of the Indian Constitution has established this autonomous body, which consists of one chief election commissioner and 2 other commissioners. Now, autonomous body is basically an independent body which has a right to form its own rules and regulations. And this particular autonomous body exists only during the time of the election until the votes are declared. After that, this particular body gets nullified. So, and it has completely been provided in the Indian Constitution, Article 324. Now, who is an election commissioner? The election commissioner is appointed by the president. He is usually a person who has cleared from the Indian civil services. He cannot be removed easily from the post. So he is a person who is completely independent person, and at any point of time he cannot be removed easily from the post. And no pressure, no pressure from political parties. So even if you try to put a lot of political pressure on that person to you want that particular election commissioner to be changed, you want somebody else, it doesn't work. So that is why it is termed as an autonomous body, and the Constitution has given, the Indian Constitution has given the election commissioner is an autonomous body. Okay. Now, what are the features of election commission? Okay, now this is an autonomous body which exists only during the time of the election till the results are declared. So once the results are declared, the job of the election commission gets over and the post remains vacant. Okay, now in such cases when we don't have a permanent, when it is not a permanent body, so you don't have staff, you can't have a staff who will work for 3 years and then say thank you so much, your services are not required. It cannot be done. So the features of election commission, it does not have a separate staff. It basically consists of government officers, teachers, and other government staff. So these are basically the people who help the election commission, okay, in conducting the election smoothly in a free and fair manner and in a very smooth manner. And he executes the process of complete execution, right from declaring the dates to preparing preparing the voters list till the declaration of results. The election commission has to ensure that the process is completely smooth. It's not a roller coaster ride. So let's see what are the functions of the election commission. First is preparing the voters list. Every citizen who has completed 18 years of age has a right to vote. Every person who has completed, irrespective of what caste, community, race or creed he belongs to. and to exercise the right to vote, this is the main, it is your right, and the citizen's name should be included in the voters list. So many times you're just 17 years, you have completed 18 years of age, your name will be added in the voters list. That means you are eligible to cast your vote. Okay. Now, not only that, the election commissioner prepares the list of eligible voters, right? He updates the existing voters. Okay, updating means for those who have completed 18 years of age, right? His name will be added. Many a time there may be people who is no more, so addition, subtraction in the voters list, he has to ensure that the voters list is updated. He also has the authority to issue identity cards. So identity cards are basically issued to the voters, and here again it is one of the important functions of the election commission. Okay. Second is decide the timetable and the program of elections. So the conduct of elections is entirely the responsibility of the election commission. The election commission decides when to conduct elections, okay, in how many phases. टप्पे हम बोलते हैं, कितने टप्पों में elections will be held, right? Because country like India, it's so huge, we have a huge chunk of population, so at one go you cannot have election in all the constituencies. So it is basically done in stages, and it is completely decided by the election commission and on which date and in which stages which particular area or part of India will go under the polls, that is election. Third is scrutiny. Scrutiny means checking of the applications of the candidates. Till now the candidate's name has not been disclosed because they don't know the dates. Okay, once the election commission has a press conference where it declares the date of the elections and in how many stages it will be held, the third process is the scrutiny of the application of the candidates. After the election dates are announced, the political party selects the candidate. So then the political party, they'll pick up the candidate from their party who will contest the elections, right? The candidates can be independent candidates, or they can belong to any political party. So every time it need not be that a person should belong to a particular political party. He or she can be an independent party who does not belong to any political party. Not only that, the candidate, he has to fill an information regarding himself, all his details, all details he has to specify. And the then the form goes to the election commission. The election commission scrutinizes all the application. He goes through all the applications and he allowed the eligible candidates to contest the election. So he has a right to reject an application on grounds that the application is not duly filled, or he comes to know from reliable sources that this particular candidate, there is a case pending against him in the court of law. Then in such cases the election commission can disqualify the candidates from contesting the election. So the person cannot contest the election unless and until the election commission gives a green signal. The fourth is give recognition to political parties. In India, we have a multi-party system. So we don't have one party, we have many parties in our country. So new parties come into existence. Sometimes the old party gets divided into half, new party emerges. So split in parties result in the formation of new parties. As I stated right now, sometimes you don't agree with the ideologies of a particular party, right? So you break away from the party and you form a new party with new ideologies. All the political parties have to be recognized by the election commission. So unless and until it is mandatory that the political parties has to be recognized by the election commission. The election commission has a right to derecognize. Okay. Derecognize any political parties. So derecognize means what? What do you mean by derecognize? See, at any maybe you are a candidate who is contesting the election. So you have to get recognition from the election commission regarding the symbol. So you go with a particular symbol. He can derecognize, saying that this particular symbol is already taken by another candidate and you cannot go for the same symbol. So he has a right to derecognize any political party. It can be a candidate also, And many a time out of the way, the election commission also allots election symbols. So the election commission comes to know that these symbols have been used. You as a candidate, you will go for a particular symbol, and then you come to know that symbol has already been picked up by some other person. So in such cases, what does the election commission does is he goes a step ahead, and he ensures that that particular person, he allots that a symbol is given to that particular political party to resolve any disputes relating to elections. There will be a lot of disputes, you can say, arising during election. The election commission has a responsibility of resolving any resolving means solving any disputes that may arise regarding elections. It can be the ballot boxes going missing, it can be some sort of malpractices which has taken place during elections. All such issues, disputes, it is his responsibility to ensure that all these disputes are sorted out by the election commission. He also can declare any candidate as disqualified or conduct re-elections. So at any point of time he feels that particular candidate has used some fraudulent means in casting votes, then that particular candidate can be disqualified. And also he has authority to conduct re-elections in a particular constituency. So re-election means what? Maybe the ballot boxes goes missing in a particular constituency, or in a particular constituency people have been given some sort of pressure that they will not go to cast their votes. People did not turn up to voting, right? In such issues, in such cases, the election commission has got a right to either disqualify a particular candidate if he feels that candidate has crossed his limits, and not only that, he also has a right to conduct re-elections in a particular constituency, so that completely rests on his shoulder. Thank you so much. Stay home, be safe.